Hi, everybody. It's Rhonda Cobb, the Money Coach. Thank you for joining the show. As always, I would love to hear from you. You can email me your requests or your questions, rcmoneycoach at gmail.com. And the new website is up and running. Rebecca did a great job. You can download free stuff or enroll in the Forget You program or order a Money Bunny for Youth workbook. How cool is that? Isn't it awesome? And of course, I'd love to hear your feedback on the new website, rcmoneycoach.com. Onward. If you've been watching the news, social media, or just hanging out with your friends, you know a lot of people have anxiety issues. Some are short term or temporary, and some seem to be much longer or even permanent. I laid awake the other night thinking about my friends who are dealing with this very issue. And then you know what happened. Yes, I heard you. Gold star for you. I did some research. And voila, I'm here to try to help. I believe that many people are suffering needlessly. And that really bothers me. Bothers me a lot, actually. That's why we're doing this show. See if we can't help. And if we look at the cost of medical care alone for anxiety that is treated, we're looking at $50 billion dollars a year. Yes, that's with a B. 50 billion for an illness that looks like it's very hard to treat and very difficult to beat. So let's see if anything at all that we can do will help anybody out. We don't want anybody to suffer needlessly or to spend excessively on anxiety. Now, perhaps your suffering isn't to the level where you spend a great deal on medical care. But what about all that self treatment cost? The lost sleep, the missed adventures, the spoiled happy occasions. There's an inherent cost in those too. So let's see if we can whittle that down somewhat. Study after study will back me up on this one. Driving around exhausted is dangerous and costly. It's as dangerous as driving impaired. Whoa, that's saying something, isn't it? Sleep deprivation is such a serious thing that it is outlawed by the Geneva Convention, if I remember my history correctly. So usually I give you the cause and then I save some suggestions for the end. Today I'm going to do cause and suggestions at the same time for a change of pace. And I truly hope that this helps a lot of people. And obviously, it's not meant to replace medical care. If you need medical care, you should seek out medical care. First, let's talk a little bit about some of the environmental causes of anxiety. For example, too much to do. I've noticed all my friends, or almost all my friends, who report anxiety issues that depletes their sleep are running on fumes. They're running like life is a never ending marathon. They're here, they're there, they're everywhere. They have so many expectations on them that there is no possible way they will ever catch up or measure up. This is so damaging. It's time to visit and develop the exercises that you need to prioritize your life. Slow down a little bit, but mostly I want you to know you are enough. You do measure up. Be content being you. You have probably heard that age old saying about not being able to please everyone. Want to know why that saying is age old? It has stood the test of time because it's true. You cannot please every single person in your life. Pick the important ones and the important ideals. Let the rest of them go slippy, slidey away. So, my first suggestion is reduce your physical schedule a little and reduce your mental workload a lot. Accept your wonderful good self as you are, because you're fine. You're you. And we love you just the way you are. Next, I've noticed the whole world is full of mind boggling and mind bending noise for those with anxiety and some other issues. This noise overload is simply toxic. As I sat in the sauna at the gym last week, trying to relax and refresh, another member was snap, crackle, popping, slurping a huge wad of gum while simultaneously clicking her nails on her phone, while simultaneously listening to very, very rude, quote unquote, music at a screeching volume on her headphones. Now, how do I know the volume was screeching? I heard every stinking word of that supposed song. That's how. Then in the background, the gym itself was the blare of their TV and their piped in music. Simply said, it was just too much. It wasn't very relaxing or very refreshing that particular moment in time. I think we could all use a daily quiet zone. It is okay to tune out, turn it all off, get a little fresh air. At least an hour a day should do it. You have voicemail. It'll be there when you get back. Have a cup of tea or whatever. Take a class in meditation and learn how to talk positively to yourself. Whether you have anxiety or not, this single thing will enrich your life with a very small expenditure. You're worth it and you need it. There are people all over the world who have small businesses you can frequent to learn more about quiet zones and meditation. Find one you like, find one you know. Shop small, okay? The next cause I detected is, you guessed it, too much drama. It kind of goes hand in hand with too much noise. I have to actively distance my people who start sentences with, "Do you know what so and so did?" Yikes. High drama alert. I'm not saying you have to ghost them or reject them totally, unless they're targeting you like a stalker on steroids. But you do need to stop them in their tracks. Turn the conversation around quickly or shorten it. Then literally, physically, brush it off your shoulders. I mean that. Reach up and brush off your shoulders. You just don't have time for that drama crap. Yes, I said crap. On the radio, too. Oh well, you'll get over it. It wasn't that bad. Now, the next cause could be too little self time. Kind of goes hand in hand with some of this other stuff. And maybe a little bit of too little self confidence. A fear of being alone and a fear of not measuring up will cause you heartache every time. And if you put them together, that's a pretty big heartache. I can't tell you what to do here, but if you're in the midst of an active attack for panic or anxiety, I'm going to share with you what some experts suggest. Okay, you ready? Might want to take notes. Step 1, look around you. 5, find 5 things you can see and note them in your mind. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5 things. Next, find 4 things you can touch and note them in your mind. Find 3 things that you can hear and note them in your mind. Find 2 things that you can smell and note them in your mind. And last, find 1 thing you can taste and note it in your mind. If it looks good, eat it. No, I'm kidding. This will put you back in control of yourself and your surroundings. And it's free. It doesn't have any side effects. You don't have to make an appointment to do it. Hopefully that will work. If it's mild, if you're having a mild little issue, you can ground yourself with that. And there are plenty of other ideas for increasing your self confidence and accepting yourself via self awareness. I urge you to explore those and stick with it long enough to create new neural pathways if you have a great deal of anxiety. The reward could be a whole new life. Now, my last observation is people who are disorganized tend to have more anxiety. They don't have a budget, they misplace things because they don't have a system, and so on and so forth. This lack of organizational skills can create unnecessary stress. That's not good. Now, I know you know my email address and my phone number. So if you need a budget or to get your finances organized, of course I'm here for you. And you could do that. You could have a better, calmer life. So please reach out. But you may also need to reach out to other people to get organized. There's nothing like getting set financially to help you feel less anxious. That's one thing off your anxiety menu. Poof, gone. That one I can teach you. You can slay that dragon. And the rest of them, other folk will teach you, and you can slay additional dragons. But as it turns out, as I was doing my research, I discovered I'm not the only one researching anxiety. Big surprise, right? I read a really great article from the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health with Karen Davidson as the lead author. It said that 19% of Americans and 10% of people worldwide suffer from anxiety. Those are the people with diagnosed anxiety. That's not talking about the people that have never gotten a diagnosis. So you see why we're talking about anxiety? It's widespread and it's expensive. This is a lot of people, my friends. So it's time for you to get a little bit of help. Hopefully, this will work. Further, the study noted, the research report I read noted that people who consume, check this out, it's surprising, who consume less than 3 servings of fruit and vegetables per day were at a 24% higher odds of having anxiety. That's a lot. So obviously the game plan there is eat your fruits and vegetables. Now, in order to make that fun, I like to say make a rainbow. Have a rainbow of colors and a tapestry of textures for your fruits and vegetables. Make it fun. Have it already ready. You know, baggies, containers, whatever you want to put it in. Your purse, your pocket, your backpack. I don't care. Just take some with you. I got this cute little mandarin orange sitting on my desk right now. Oh, it looks so good. And it smells so good. And after the show is over, it's going to taste really good too. Fruits and vegetables. Anyway, the article continued on with these factors which increase the likelihood of an anxiety diagnosis.